Let's take a look at 3 cosmic systems: Flat Earth, Globe Earth, and Crater Earth. Let's make a division between internal and external. Flat Earth, internal, no movement. External, sun, stars and planets are moving. Globe Earth, internal, rotation. External, sun, stars and planets. Crater Earth, internal, rotation and wobble. External, no movement. Instead of looking outside, let's look inside. Internal, what is happening inside your head? External, what is the world you are observing? Flat Earth, no internal movement. Everything that is happening in your life is due to external causes. Globe Earth, partly internal, partly external. Crater Earth, everything that is happening in your life is caused by internal factors. Being a crater man, let's examine this statement. Let's say, I want to wake up tomorrow and I want the sun to be a purple cube. Well, it's not going to happen. So the question is, what is the matrix and what can be changed by free will? So what is the difference between the Crater Earth theory and the other systems? Well, the only difference is the daily wobble. We all know the story of the apple, but do you know the story of the pomegranate? The Greek story of Persephone. To make a long story short, Persephone was abducted by Hades, and he tricked her in eating the seeds of the pomegranate. Because of that, now she has to spend half of her life in the upper world and half of her life in the underworld. And that would be the explanation of the seasons. What is this story telling us? Let's say you are on a rotating ball and you start wobbling. Let's remove the stars. So the wobble has 2 parts. One part is going with the flow. With a minimum of energy, you are going faster, swimming with the current. This is heaven. Now in the second movement of the wobble, you are going back. You are going against the current. You are using a lot of energy and it gets you nowhere. This is hell. Heaven, hell. Creation, destruction. Now take the wobble and go to the right. That is creation. You have spring and summer. Then go back. Destruction, autumn and winter. Take a human life. From 0 to 40, creation. From 40 to 80, destruction. Take one day. 12 hours, creation. 12 hours, darkness. Now what if everything that is time related is making the same pattern? Take a look again at the Analemma. Take a picture of the sun every day for a whole year long. That creates the Analemma, the wobble. let's say you want to go from black line 1 to black line 2. Let's add another one from 2 to 3. Now what if reincarnation would follow the same pattern? Start a life, make the Analemma and go to the next life. And the next. That would mean there are 365 reincarnations. But if you take a look at the Analemma of the Sun, there is a distance between the first sun and the second one. My guess is that this is the wormhole, purgatory, the space between two lives, where all your memories are wiped. Now let's say that the road of mankind is following the same pattern. What would it look like? Well, in the first part, you are in heaven. An explosion of organic energy. You are in paradise. Elves, dwarves, mythological creatures. So the moment you can almost touch God, you are thrown out of paradise. So now you have to spend half your life in the underworld. Now starts the destruction of organic life. The planet is being destroyed and it's been taken over by the synthetic overlord. Science, the Trojan horse. It is called progress, but it is really destroying mankind. The final destiny, transhumanism. Man is being transformed into a machine. And the moment you can almost touch Lucifer, you are thrown out of the machine. And like mankind has been thrown out of paradise, now it is thrown out of hell. Back to the Christ consciousness. Now where would we be in our history? Well, if you look at the speed of transhumanism, I think we are very close to unification with Lucifer. But the Luciferians will be in for a big surprise. Just when they think they can touch their AI overlord, they will be thrown out of hell. And they will face the Lord of the Light, the Christ. And the Christians will say, Alleluia! The Lord of the Light has won over the Lord of Darkness. And they will be right, at least for a while. Let's go back to the wobble. Why are we wobbling? Now let's say that Persephone is actually Mother Earth. Why is Mother Earth wobbling? Well, it ate pomegranate seeds. Take a look at the seeds. That reminds me of the Banban stone. Let's listen to Joseph B. Farrell.
If you could take light and induce an index of refraction within a crystal to trap that light, what would you have? Well, you'd have a mini singularity. And that means in turn that you would have a crystal exerting an extraordinary amount of gravitational pull
Mm-hmm.
as a consequence of that.
A crystal with a gravitational pull. So how many crystals would you need? Let's start with 3. Add 4 for equilibrium. Add another 4, that would give you 11. Well, you have the Sephiroth having 11 points. In Sephiroth you could hear the word sapphire. Take the Sephiroth and the Apep symbol. Could you have 2 Sephiroths? Well, remember my last video? The channel JDreamerZ made his own version of my video. He suspected that the pattern in the museum was actually the Sephiroth. So let's examine that. Well, I see 2 possibilities, one up, one down. According to this map, the center of the world is in Epcot. One of the points in the Sephiroth is called Malkuth. Is Malkuth Epcot? The head of the beast. Persephone, Snow White. Could it be Snow White and the 7 Sephiroths? Reminds me of the story of Nassim Haramein, but these are only 6 Sephiroths. Or is it Snow White and the 7 Sapphires? Ra and 7 gods on the solar bark. Or maybe Uncle Walt is showing us something else. Sometimes I have to think about the movie The Dark Crystal. A piece was broken off from the crystal of truth. Because of that, an angelic being was ripped into 2 personalities. The evil ones, the Skeksis, and the good guys, the mystics, the Uru. When the planets are in a good position, the hero puts back the shard into the dark crystal. Now the Skeksis and the Uru are morphing again into this angelic being. Are we facing the same story? Good guy, bad guy? Maybe we are told the wrong story again. It is not about pulling something out. Maybe it's about putting something in. So what are we looking for? We are looking for the dark crystal, the black rock, the Banban stone. And maybe we are looking for the missing piece. Is it Excalibur? Now let's go back to the rotation of the Earth. The Earth is seeing its reflection in real time. Let's introduce the wobble. In the first part of the wobble, you are going faster. Because of time dilation, going faster means slowing down in time. So your reflection is slowing down. These are the moon phases, 1 image per day. When you are in the second part of the wobble, you are going back. Your rotation is slowing down. Because of time dilation, slowing down means your reflection is speeding up. This creates a sun. Let's say that the Earth is 1 frame per second. Then the moon would be 1/30th of a second. and the sun 30 frames per second. So in this system, the sun is changing into the moon, and vice versa. My guess is that there are two tipping points where you can see the real Earth. Let me show it in another way. You have the real-time reflection of the Earth. Now you are holding the system down. It is slowing down, therefore heating up. Then you release the system. It is shooting away like a catapult, speeding up, trying to re-establish the normal speed. So now you need two suns. You have the reflected sun, the real sun. Reflected sun, real sun. If there was no wobble, this would be the reflection of the Earth. But because of the wobble, there is no real-time reflection. This is the matrix. Speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. Because of this delay, it seems like there is no relation between cause and effect. Now, if there would have been no wobble, we would have instant karma. Then it would be easy. You think something and it happens. Now there is a delay between cause and effect. I would say, be careful what you wish for, because sooner or later it might have an effect. And before you know it, in your next life, you might be picking garbage in Bangladesh. So everything is a reflection. But why would they hide this from you? If they can persuade you that everything that is happening is caused by external factors, then you will create your own prison. You are controlled by the Vatican. Now you are creating the paradise of someone else. You are not eating because they tell you you are fat. You are hoarding because they tell you there is going to be a shortage. You are prepping because they tell you there's going to be a war. You are torturing your body because they tell you you have to win a race. You are taking pills because they tell you you are sick. Fear is the building block of your own prison. Remember, it is all a reflection. Send fear into the cosmos and it will come back on your head like a boomerang. Listening some more to Joseph P. Farrell. What is granite? Granite is filled with quartz. And what are the properties of plasma? Then I suddenly understood the Museum of History in granite. It's not about the blocks in granite of the museum. It's about the imprint it's making in the plasma. Suddenly I'm hearing completely different words.
The Museum of History in Granite. The idea is to engrave in granite highlights of the collective memories of humanity. The monuments are designed to last 4,000 years, so that in the future, when we're all gone, people of another time will be able to read our history, recorded in stone, similar to the ancient writings on the Egyptian pyramids, which were cut into sandstone over 4,000 years ago.
So finally, if you can be imprinted negatively, tell me why I don't like Mondays. and I want to shoot the whole world down, you can be imprinted positively, and you can do it yourself.